Welcome to Frogfoot Hollow, y'all. I'm Michael. My nephew Colton's behind the camera. Alright, so today we're out in the garden and we're going to be picking the broccoli heads off. We're going to be picking the Brussel sprouts and putting everything else into that wheelbarrow. Now you're probably sitting here going, what is on your side? Well, it's a milk jug. Now, I could use my pick basket, but it requires me to hold it while I'm picking. Well, that's a little too much work. So I just took a milk jug, cut the edge of it off, and cut it off right there. So now it fits right here on my side. Well, it's supposed to fit on my side. Well, dang it. Okay. So it fits just like that. So now when I go to pick my Brussels sprouts, I can actually grab a hold of them. Now remember, I don't like leaving the roots in the ground. So I can grab a hold of them like that. Yep. There we go. Throw the roots in there like that. Get rid of these dead leaves. Like that. And voila. Oops, I dropped one, y'all. Alright, so I'm gonna take these and pull them off. Just like that, and as I get a handful, drop them in there. Well, this one has a lot on it. As I go up the stem, I'll just throw the leaves off like that. Ooh, don't want to throw those into the wheelbarrow. Now, anything further up, this was really kind of small. Ain't worth getting. They get smaller as you go up. So we're gonna put those in there and voila. So let's go after another one. See, this one, it really didn't produce anything. I mean, it's got some on there, but it didn't do too good. So we're just gonna go ahead and throw him like that. Now, this is my first year growing Brussels sprouts and broccoli. So this is more of an experiment. So this one straight in there. By the time it's really ready, I'm gonna be ready to plant other stuff into the beds. So instead of trying to break this one off, I'll do that right there. All right. This one's got a few on there. See that right there? That's not bad. Yeah, these are easy to come off. Like I said, as you go up the stalk, just pull the leaves off. Let's see. I got a couple more small ones in there that I'm gonna get. Alright, so that one's done. Alright, so we're going to pick the rest of these, and we're also going to go ahead and cut the broccoli. And the broccoli, I'm just going to take my knife and cut the spears off, or the heads off. just like that. Now, some of these ain't really worth getting, but I'm gonna go ahead and get them and sort them out later. Now, that's pretty much it for this one. Got some smaller ones on there, but we're gonna take it up, check the roots out. Don't see any damage to the roots, so this will go into the wheelbarrow also to be mulched up. All right, so while we get this done, we're gonna get it on super frog mode. Y'all take a look and enjoy the fat boy moving quick. So that ain't a bad little haul on the broccoli. All those little shoots and everything. Now remember, I already cut the main heads off these. This is just what grew back. And the Brussel sprouts, that's not too bad. Better than I was thinking we were gonna get. Now, we still have some collards in this row, and we're gonna go ahead and pick them. And remember, I don't like to keep the roots in, so do that. So over here at my cabbage, I have 2 collard plants I'm also going to be pulling up. This one here, nice clean roots. Him over there, and this one here. And he broke off also, which I think again that's because of the that's because of the grass that's around it and the weeds. So sometimes it works out that way, but we're gonna get these and throw them in here. All right, so now we're gonna prepare this bed. So how are we going to prepare this bed that we just pulled the broccoli and Brussels sprouts out of? Well, first I'm going to take this rake right here, and I'm going to come through and rake all the loose stuff, the loose leaves and everything like this. And when I get down to the end, we'll pick it up and put it into the wheelbarrow. Now remember, not everything's going in our mulch bin with the wheelbarrow. But what don't go in the mulch bin goes into the woods, just throwing it out. Now, as you can see, we have Hoss right here, and Hoss is actually going to take, and what this rake don't get of the grass and everything, it's going to come along and we're going to use that to break up the bed again. Hoss don't get as deep as my tiller does, so I don't bring up a whole bunch of seeds from when the weeds were growing before. Alrighty, so we've got the garden, well, this area right here, prepared for new plants as far as getting it tilled back up. Hoss does a wonderful job of getting the grass and stuff like that up. So now I'm going to be putting a mixture of 19-19-19 and Epsom salts on here, and then raking it in, covering it over. And even though I don't have any plants in here right now, it will get down in there good, and when I am ready to put plants in, the ground's gonna, well, it's gonna have nutrients that it don't have right now. So this is just something I've learned to do over the years. I got roughly about 4 cups of 19-19-19 and roughly 6 cups of the Epsom salts in here. And I've mixed it up, so it's a little bit of both, but I'm just going to go through here and sprinkle it out. Just like that. And it don't really matter about how thick you put it through here, because of the fact that it's going to be mixed in. And also, you ain't worried about killing any plants right now. This 19-19-19 is a commercial fertilizer, so it's also a time release. So over time, it'll completely break down. It just won't break down right away right now. And like I said, I'm putting it down through here pretty heavy. I ain't worried about killing any plants. I'll go on this side and start back. Now, you don't have to do this. This is something that I've learned, like I said, I've learned over the years to do. But it does a pretty good job of replacing nutrients that you didn't have originally, or that had been used up by your previous plants. Now, let's see if I can smack myself in the face with this. All right, so I'm gonna come through here and just do a raking like that. And I ain't worried about any of that grass or weeds that was showing. They'll eventually die off, and we'll come back through here with a hoe and get up any more that will come back and produce. I would rather have a tarp or something, silage tarp, to put over this, but the way I have my garden done, a silage tarp really don't help none, because this silage tarp is really big and my beds are really small comparatively. So this bed is ready to be planted in here in about a week, and I got about a month before I actually plant anything in here. So like I said, I'm not worried about how heavy I put the 19-19-19, because it's not going to burn any of my plants once I actually start putting stuff in here. This is just to kind of prepare the soil for when I do put the plants in. Now, we got to do something about this right here. All this grass and stuff is taking nutrients away from the cabbages, from the collards, and we're going to take Hoss in here, and we're going to do most of the work with Hoss as a time saver. Instead of using a hoe and going chop, 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 we're going to take Hoss in here, and he's going to break up all this stuff and get rid of it for us. And what he can't get, we'll actually be getting by hand. So. my nephew's got this pretty well done without actually having to use a hoe in it. So if y'all take a look, he's got all this broken up real good. And we haven't gone through and pulled out any of the grass as far as the loose grass like this right here. But we'll be doing that and be breaking it smooth. But I wanted to show you Mr. Smiley here. This is a round tipped hoe, and it's actually got sharp edges right here, here, and the edge right here is sharp. So I can come in here, and where he wasn't able to get, I can come in here and get this stuff right here. Now some of this stuff we're actually going to have to get in by hand, just like this, and pull it out. But I mean, comparatively from what it was, that saves a whole lot of time using house. Now we're going to get hopping on doing these other beds and finishing this bed, and we'll bring you back to it here in a minute. Alrighty, so I got two questions for you. First question, do I look like a farmer, y'all? Alright, so maybe more like Sasquatch holding a garden utensil. Alright, second question, what y'all think? Y'all think Hoss did a real good job here? My nephew, he did a real good job, I believe, with Hoss breaking up the soil and getting rid of all the grass. Well, most of the grass, there's still some out there, but you ain't gonna get them all. Trust me, I've learned over the years that the more you try to get the weeds out the garden, the more weeds you find in the garden. So sometimes good enough is good enough. It ain't worth all that aggravation. But as he was going through, breaking up all the soil and everything, I was taking Mr. Smiley, Mr. Smiley, I was taking him and getting closer to the plants, just like this. And when I couldn't get closer to the plants, or I couldn't get any closer to the plants, I just did the hand weeding. Remember, your hands are the perfect gardening tool. You can dig holes with them, you can pull weeds with them, you can plant. Ain't nothing these things can't do. Maybe chop some trees, but I don't know. You might be able to do that if you're a karate master. Okay, so we're gonna go over here and we're gonna be mulching some stuff we got out the garden, and stuff we've been collecting, like eggshells, tea bags, and coffee, stuff like that. And my idea behind it is actually to break it down before it gets broken down. Alrighty, so we're over here with the chipper and the stuff we got in the trash can. And as you can see, it's everything we pulled from the garden today, and there's some eggshells, stuff like that in there, coffee grounds, tea bags. And my idea is to use this wood chipper, feed it in there, and I ain't gonna feed it in fast because I don't want to gum it up, but I want to break it up quickly, or I want to break it up to smaller levels so it breaks down quicker in the mulch bin. All right, let's see how this works. pretty loud, y'all. All right, so I had to move the wood chipper closer, but as you can tell, it broke it up real good. Now, I'll just turn this in with what I already have, mixed up real good. Just like this. Oop, got some dirt. All right, and that's all she wrote, y'all. What y'all think? Y'all think that worked pretty good? I got to admit, I'm surprised it worked as good as it did. That trash can, as y'all saw, was full, and it got that much out of it. So, I think I'm going to continue this practice, at least until it proves me wrong later on. But the worms should be able to break that down a lot quicker. I appreciate y'all joining me. I appreciate y'all watching. I hope y'all like, subscribe. All the new subscribers, I do appreciate y'all. And remember, share. Please share. All right, this has been Michael with Frogfoot Holler. Y'all have a froggy day.